The National Democratic Coalition has been lambasted left, right, center, especially by Riverians over their demand urging the US, UK to withdraw visa from Governor Fubara. But first of all, before we look at the reactions of Nigerians in respect to it, let me give you full details of the news. The National Democratic Coalition has called on democratic nations, including the United States, the United Kingdom, Canada, and EU member states, to impose a visa ban on Governor Similare Fubara of Rivers State and several judges, including Justice M. Danagogo and Justice Wale. The NDC made this call during a press conference in Abuja, where they expressed alarm over the erosion of democratic principles and constitutional governance in Rivers State under Governor Fubara's leadership. In that address, convener Okwa Dan said Governor Fubara had made efforts to weaken the people's will and erode the rule of law, including influencing elections and pressurizing the judiciary to support authoritarian goals. Dan also accused the governor of activating a brown envelope mission to bribe judges in Rivers State. The NDC condemned the actions of judges like Justice Danagogo and Justice Wale, who have allegedly delivered verdicts that align with political interests rather than upholding the rule of law. The group described these judges as brown envelope judges who have eroded public confidence in the judiciary. The NDC urged the international community to hold Governor Fubara and his associates accountable for their actions, which they believe undermine Nigerian democratic future and destabilize the entire country. According to his word, and I quote, he said, "We call on the United States, the United Kingdom, Canada, and EU member states to impose a visa ban on Governor Fubara Okojumbo and other associates. We also call on the international community to hold these individuals responsible for their actions and to support democratic governance in Nigeria." The NDC commended the lawful halt of federal revenue to Rivers State as an essential step in holding Governor Fubara accountable. They also praised judges like Justice Joy Abdulmalik, Chief Judge John Tosho, and Justice Peter Lifo, who have set themselves apart from brown envelope manipulations. The group called for international solidarity and urged civil society organizations, the media, and all well-meaning Nigerians to join them in the fight for democracy. According to his voice, he said this is a call to save democracy from the hands of devourers and unpatriotic individuals. This is the fight for the just cause where the law must never be undermined, intimidated, abused, or subdued by any political individual or factions for any reason. Additionally, we urge the judiciary to uphold its sacred duty as the custodian of justice. Judges must resist political interference, prioritize the rule of law above all else. The survival of Nigerian democracy depends on judiciary that is impartial, independent, and committed to justice. In conclusion, Rivers State stands at a critical juncture. The action of Governor Fubara and allies have placed the state democratic future in jeopardy. However, with collective actions and international support in placing a visa ban on them, we can restore constitutional order and ensure that the voices of the people are heard. Man, it did not go well with these guys who roll out this. Some people were even shocked. Some believe that press conference did not actually hold, but it did. And some were like, where is this coming from? Some are telling them, go and sleep. Some very strong sermons. Someone say, how much did Mr. Fire offer you guys for unfounded allegation? There is a problem in this country, most especially the issue of lack of jobs. Because assuming all these monetary seekers and are gainfully employed, they will not be instrument in the hands of an enemy of masses in the Nigerian political system. People are lambasting them left, right, center. Some of the reactions here is best read and not, publicized. My colleague is in the house. What do you think about this? He is talking about Fubara being democratically biased and giving brown envelope to judges. They are standing against the rule of law and all of that. What's your standpoint on all of this?
Honestly, let me just first of all say this. They understand the fact that judiciary is under pressure, which is good enough. I think we all stand on the same page on that the politicians are really interfering with the rule of law, and some of the judges, according to them, are actually dancing to their tune. So which means all of us as a nation, we've recognized that abnormally. But it is quite laughable. Let's look at the Constitution and let's look at how some of these judges are interpreting the Constitution and whose favor or who are they, undermining the Constitution to favor.
Yes.
That way we will know those who are the brown envelope judges.
Exactly.
Forget the name calling. What does the Constitution say about the issue of defection?
Exactly.
And what is the condition or the clause through which, if you now want to defect, you are permitted? Then now let's see the judge that went against that Constitution.
Exactly.
That way, with that rocket science, we will now know who the brown envelope is. We are just being very plain and open here so that we all can brainstorm, since we all agree that there are some judges who have started collecting brown envelope. Now there's also the fact that
issue of jurisdiction.
We they insisted that doesn't matter. CBN is everywhere. It doesn't. Don't forget, because sometimes some of us have some persons or some politicians forget that when it comes to the issue of power, it has a time frame, and they make laws that eventually, because they are seated in that seat, is very favorable. When they leave that seat, they now discover that law is actually so anti-people, anti-democratic, and to eventually, hit them. And one of such law is the one that during the reign and time of Wike as the governor of Rivers State, where he made a
local government
election that nobody should contest whatever announcement that is being made. No political party who have ever lost should ever go to any court to contest. And
that is totally undemocratic,
unconstitutional. In fact, it's not even the Nigerian constitution, but he crafted it for his state because he understands the dynamics of law, of which most people did not know. And that was why it was difficult for him really to drag that issue in Rivers State. So he had to take it to the federal, disobeying that rule of jurisdiction. And now let's look at jurisdiction and the constitution. Now, when we look at jurisdiction and constitution, what does the constitution say about that same issue of jurisdiction, and which judge went against that constitution?
Exactly.
Then that way we'll know who to give visa ban.
I can lift up my hand and say one. I think Justice Lifo did, because even the appeal court, talked about this issue, that there are some of them that are strictly Rivers State jurisdiction. But Lifo went ahead and, okayed it and said it should.
Same Lifo that they are saying they've done well, they're thumbing up well.
So
that's what we're saying. Let's look at all of this. Then let's put our radar on those people. We should both be on the same page. Themselves and every other Nigerian, that whoever again that goes against the constitution should be given visa ban. The whole thing will just show itself in the mirror.
Someone is saying that Fubara should sue him for defamation of character. I think there's no need for all of that.
This is not the same Fubara they call Momo governor. He did not sue the person. That one is even weightier than this.
You understand? The reactions everywhere. I've not seen 1% support. Someone is saying
they're just playing to the guy.
Yeah, you see, Fubara, brown envelope, Wike and federal government, fire envelope. Is that what you mean? People are talking down on it, and it's really shocking that because of possibly money has been dropped on your table, you just stand up. And unfortunately, making this kind of statement will mess up the entirety of NDC. No one is a pressure group. But I can assure you that no one will look their direction any longer, because from all indication, it shows that you can be played along, to do things that are totally wrong. Now, look at what just happened fairly recently. You said that the person of Fubara is going against democracy. What is democracy? Government of the people, for the people, and by the people. And we see on pages of social media how people are celebrating him. Jubilating that Fubara had paid the 85,000 naira, had already employed 1,000 medical officers in such a short time. Still counting.
Even children, school pupils are now using his name as state anthem.
You understand?
See them, if you want to be a leader, follow Fubara, little children. And someone was saying, man, the minister will not like this. Literally, Fubara has touched life. Look, I'm even envisaging something unique. If this keep pushing and INEC declares that 27 seats vacant, in fact, if Martin Amowele and the rest will contest, they should contest from their window. If they will get a vote, even their family members won't vote them. I'm telling you the truth, because the family members won't say anything to vote for.
All right.